There's a Michael McDonald song that says, "You don't know me, but I'm your soulmate." Well, he sings it. "You don't know me, but I'm your brother." But I'm singing it the new words. "You don't know me, but I'm your soulmate." Me, Bobby Burrows, and all of you everywhere are soulmates of mine. And I am a soulmate of everybody. Man, isn't it? Blah 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 blah. Half an hour later, and Ellen DeGeneres finishes her talk with Dr. Oz about why he's losing the primary right now at election time, according to what I was watching last night. And the answer is, I don't know. Why is it that a TV celebrity automatically is some people's best choice for a politician? I don't know. They were clearly picked by the 1% Illuminati, and we think many of these Hollywood celebrities are actually formerly European royalty, or they play European royalty, or they're like Jonathan Pryce, the actor who plays the Pope. And now I see on my local news, CKPR in Thunder Bay, owned by Dougal Media, Hector Dougal, brother of Scott Dougal from Google, director of Google. It's just that, Jonathan Pryce, who played the Pope apparently in the movies, is now playing the Pope on CKPR News when Indigenous people are looking for an official Roman Catholic apology. There he is, the Pope, according to CKPR newscasters. But I'm looking and I'm saying, no, that ain't the Pope. That's Jonathan Pryce, the actor, playing the Pope. Who is the real Pope? I don't know. Hollywood has taken over the papacy. The papacy? What do you call that? The papacy? Papacy. I've seen it in print nowhere. Everyone's afraid to say it because the newscasters got to try and fumble it, like Les Nessman or something, or even worse, Ted Baxter. If you don't know those names, you'll have to look them up. They're famous TV characters. Okay, what else do you need to know? Well, it's just that that's what I saw on Hector Dougal's official news media. Indigenous people from northwestern Ontario getting an official apology from the Pope. But that guy was Jonathan Pryce, an actor from Hollywood. And I'm being demonically attacked by remote neural monitoring, remote neural monitoring, which is a torture machine probably owned by celebrities from Hollywood. Let's go with who they really are. I don't know. Bored. So that's what they do. They use their money to gang stalk people using high-tech stuff that they ended up getting because, Bruce Willis is always playing, like, I don't know, a five-star general these days. Who calls the shot in Hollywood? I don't know. They picked Donald Trump to be the president, didn't they? It's all rigged, folks, he kept telling you. On TV. Hollywood picks the president. Hollywood decides who the generals are going to be. And the generals don't have to go to West Point or Annapolis, do they? Bruce Willis outranks everybody. Die Hard. Who are you going to really, especially back in the 1980s, or, an official person shows up in a government uniform, or Bruce Willis, who's just been in all these Die Hard movies, shows up, and, they're going to go say, well, who do you want to go with? Bruce? Or this guy you don't know who's wearing official uniform from your government? Do you trust the government? No. Do you trust Bruce Willis? In those days, yes. These days, not at all. So I don't trust the government guy? No. Or Bruce Willis. It's just that if the government guy's got a gun and he's got official documentation, I'm going to have to go with the government guy. Because Bruce Willis has no authority and jurisdiction. He's an actor. He's got money and connections. And in a lawless society, then it doesn't matter if he has permission from the government. Because he owns the government because, The Apprentice, Donald Trump was on TV before he was the president. Is it not so? So Hollywood does run planet Earth, a Hollywood 1%. And are they Luciferian or not? We have to try and talk to Sting from the TV show, the band, The Police. The TV show, the band, The Police, were music videos from, like the 1980s, I guess. Huey Lewis and the News was on the video machine. Sting with The Police doing Synchronicity album. I'll be wrapped around your finger. I don't know what a weird lyric that is. And then on screen, the video is kind of mystical. A huge, I don't know, 7-foot tall white candles with enormous flames on them. And Sting doing Tai Chi as he's doing the slalom through this enormous field of columns of lit candles. I'll be wrapped around your finger. I don't know. And we didn't have a clue in those days, and even now that one is a hard lyric to try and figure it out. But since that time, we've had plenty of education, and we now know that somehow Gordon Sumner was his given name. They're all stage names. But Gordon Sumner was a school teacher before he was a rock star. And somehow in Teachers College he read Nietzsche and lots of Alan Watts. And then he got deeply, he had a secret copy of the Red Book, a forbidden book. And, well, it's recently published, but, Sting probably owns the rights to it. But anyways, Carl Jung, who the great man of letters Robertson Davies taught us about in the trilogy starting with Fifth Business, The Manticore, and World of Wonders are the other. That's amazing that they were able to look that up for me. Quite a team I have working for me. When they work for me, it's all the oars go dipped in at the perfect timing, and everyone rows. That it's a racing skiff. It goes very fast. But, if someone catches a crab, then we're fucked. Catching a crab means that you're totally fucked up when you're in team rowing. And, you screwed up so bad that, I don't know, you might break the oar lock or something dumb. Just totally out of timing. Catch a crab. Go look it up. Okay, so anyways, if I am your soulmate and I'll be wrapped around your finger, or you'll be wrapped around Sting's finger, or Sting's got a stinky finger and keeps doing this to me. That's Daryl Simonik that did that to me. Because, that's the smell of last night's pussy. And he'd just do that. And I don't know. What are you going to do? It was huge. I'm huge! I don't know. Brad Timko or somebody got credit for that. I don't know. I can't help you out, Doug. Doug from Vans. Okay, this is your, grocery store news magazine. Okay, the girl with the guitar is Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson's daughter. No, it's not. It's his son. It is the latest fad in Hollywood for male actors to do drag queen, but go beyond drag queen and go beyond Dustin Hoffman and Tootsie and appear to be more female than the best looking female on the, football cheerleading team. That one is Peter Jackson from Lord of the Rings, the director, creator of that one. This is his son, appearing to us as a female singer. It looks like she's wearing a Radiohead, a Ronnie James Dio t-shirt. Okay, next one. Down here, people that want to know what's really going on with Johnny Depp. Well, here's Amber Heard. No, it's not Amber Heard. No, it's Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron, I don't know. She was After Winona Ryder, then there was Charlize Theron, and then there was I don't know, Amber. Amber Heard. As soon as I hear that word, Amber Heard, I say that woman is a lesbian. You say Amber Heard, I'm immediately going to do free association and say she's a lesbian. She's big boned. Is she tubby? Amber Heard, she's puffy. They said John Travolta, when he was all washed up after he stopped being, what do we call them, Twizzlers? When he was in Grease and Saturday Night Fever, he'd be kind of a dago wop, really. But, a category, would he be a Twizzler? Kirk Cameron is a twink. Eric from that 70s show is a twink. A Twizzler. Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher is not a twink. He's a Twizzler. Twizzlers are more robust, more muscular, more Ashton Kutcher. He's a Twizzler. And Eric Foreman, whatever that guy's name is, he's a twink. That's the difference. We have to be moving along. Okay, well, I don't know. What else news did you want to know? What else do we know about Peter Jackson from Lord of the Rings these days? We're trying to figure out how long it takes anybody to get to the fact that I don't know. And the answer is clearly visible to everybody. And now that you're doing horrible, horrible remote neural monitoring torture to me, Bobby Burrows, that's me, you're going to have to come to the same conclusion. That everything that I'm telling you is channeled. So if you watch Daniel Scranton, this is involuntary. I'm completely hijacked. And the people that are hijacking me have certain voices that do come through as me to you, but it's really all channeled through. So if you watch Daniel Scranton channel the Arcturian Council, and you see that Daniel's personality, goes away, and the Arcturian Council will come and take over his body, it really is an invasion of the body snatchers, and the original occupant of the body here is still here, Bob, but he's completely hijacked, and I am a volunteer voice from somebody else. That might be astral projecting in here to help out Bob. What am I using for a voice? I don't even know where my body is when I come through here, and I'm, I didn't have a name, but we do tend to name the voices, and this voice that you hear is known as Uncle. There's other voices that come through from time to time, and sometimes they sound funny, like some friend of Cookie Monster comes through. Anyways, he's a Pixar character sometimes. We used to have Pindar, the reptilian Draco. Yeah, and it kind of looked like that. Pindar is not coming through. Bob Frizzell, the movie producer, used to come through and jabber jabber. Like Christopher Isherwood, the author, novelist. Front Beast and the Devil is always around, but he doesn't come through to talk. He hangs out with Wayne Kieloi Powell, the Kahuna Ana Ana. He's actually a haole from Cuba. But he pretends to be American, and he drives from Florida right through to Alaska, right through all the states, but he's a haole, which means he's without breath. One time did he have breath? Yes. What happened to him? He got lazy. He got old and lazy. And he found that he could do things that, fat, lazy old men could do. Anyways, that's what he does. I don't know. He's just a long time involved with spirituality. And, it does bring out the worst traits that people have, because those worst traits have got to come up to be released so the person can get more and more enlightened. And, but this is it a stage? No. Once you become a kahuna ana, well, I don't know. Then you start dealing with, instead of healing Hawaiian spirits, killing Hawaiian spirits, because the Hawaiian people in their Hawaiian history were more than rough and tumble like the Samoans. Dwayne Johnson, no one wants to fuck with Dwayne Johnson when he goes home to Samoa, do they? They even showed you in one of those movies where he went back, and that is the Castle Keep on planet Earth for Dwayne Johnson's people. When planet Earth is under attack, they go home. Home is Samoa. Because that's where their roots are. That was where the bones of the ancestors are. That's home. It's the homiest place of home. Bigger home is planet Earth. The solar system. Maybe the Milky Way galaxy. There's a hell of a lot of galaxies. And, Dwayne Johnson's Samoan people are going to say, this is our galaxy. It's the home of Samoa. It's the bigger part of Samoa is the Milky Way galaxy. So what goes on in the far reaches of the galaxy is important to Samoan. And if Dwayne Johnson feels that way, then every one of you, Earthlings, should feel the same way. When Earth is under attack, perhaps you should consider going to your home province, to the city where you were born. If you don't have ancestry, or my ancestry it's a mongrel, I don't know. Because they were all renters, basically. We're not big time landowners or anything. So, they might have bought a property here and there, but it was in the family for, 10 years for some people, 5 years for some people, maybe a lifetime for somebody. But, after that, the house was sold. My grandmother's house, 161 South Hill Street, next to my uncle. It was a family home. My uncle sold it out from under us. It should have been kept because his cousin, who he hates, Herbie Shaw, when his folks kicked off, they kept that family home, and then the kids had a place to live. And they're building up the family assets, not Sandy Shaw. What did Sandy Shaw do? He cashed out. He cashed out and he didn't even distribute the money to his sisters. His biggest complaint. Something to do with the sale of that house. And something to do with, there was supposed to be a codicil on everything to do with, the will of Ganeshaw. And something to do with, the land that used to be Ganeshaw, 161 South Hill Street. It used to be a double lot when I was a boy. And then Sandy took that lot. There's 2 lots, and then he took it and he built on it as if it was his. And he told them, well, the deal is that it's part of my inheritance. But the other members of his family, his sisters, were not paid out on that item. So Sandy Shaw, president of Shaw Baking Company for a long period of time in Thunder Bay, and a lot of people's boss, a lot of Finlanders' boss, is a crook. And I'm his nephew, Bobby Burrows. Sandy's sister, Susan Shaw Burrows. I'm her son. Sandy's my uncle. And Gana Shaw at 161 South Hill Street, for a very long time adherent to the Pearl Street Church of the Anglican Church of Canada in Port Arthur. Anyways, that's the whole story and nothing but the truth, because I was told over and over and over again by Susan Shawzy, that story again and again and again, how her brother fucked over she and her sisters. It's a family affair, family affair, family affair. Who sings that song? Fat Cat California is going to go and check out the album. It's a family affair, family affair. I can't help you out. It's because Sandy's still alive and Susan is still alive and all this fucking shit is still bubbling under the surface. Well, I don't know how much longer I'm going to live because I'm under remote neural monitoring attack all the time. And Mark Laviolette, who grew up in my neighborhood, dropped dead at age 52, and I just turned 57. So I'm 5 years past due. I'm 5 years stale for kids in my neighborhood. How long do you expect this to go on? Because, Sandy, you need to deal with this issue before you drop dead. Because you've already got one sister, Edith Bevington, who's somewhere, maybe around Guelph, in a nursing home. And she does not have dementia. If there's anything wrong with her, and the last time I saw her, there was nothing wrong with her. She was as sharp as you, Sandy. But if she does have horrible symptoms when she's being examined, then she is being attacked by the same remote neural monitoring technology that is used to attack me, to give her simulated dementia. So anyways, she needs to be rescued from her horrible ordeal. She's the youngest of, my mom's generation and not family, the Shaw family. They didn't like her. Susan hated Edith. Edith hated Susan with a vengeance. The same family. I don't know, truly. Susan hates Adolf Hitler more than he hates, my internal affairs department said that's incorrect. No, the truth of the matter is, Doug Wallace, who may or may not be a fictional personality from my mom's generation, is listed on the government records as being a real person who fought Nazi Germany and died. And it was either the Royal Air Force or the Royal Canadian Air Force during World War II. And every time I bring that up, Susan won't talk about it. Stonewalls. As if, because the alternate theory now going around is that there never was a Doug Wallace and that Susan's generation are beyond evil because they plotted to torture their children. The whole children generation, because they, as a whole group, as a class group, at PACI, perhaps, or FWCI, they went deep into Luciferian theology through Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand, Atlas Shrugged, and it's simply sink or swim, kid. And not only is it sink or swim, but we're going to go out of our way to torture you. And right now they're using a remote neural technology to go and torture me by attacking my genitalia. In addition to my face with a remote. This is a whole generation of Luciferian people. Horrible evil. Because it's another story that I can talk for quite a bit, and then you might find a few exceptions, and then I'm going to say the exceptions prove the rule. And that was one thing they passed along to you. But they do mock you all the time, Luciferians, right on TV all the time with all of their fucking bullshit and lies. Anyways, when it comes back to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, just because she's a lesbian dyke, did they ever have sex? Johnny Depp is playing the part of a puffy lesbian dyke. He looks exceptionally puffy, like John Travolta did when they were complaining about his extra weight and girth around the time of Pulp Fiction. He's looking very puffy. It's too much water. His lymph system is not draining. So you could get Louise Hay's book, You Could Heal Your Life, and look up something to do with lymphedema, lymphodystrophy. Lymph, it's just, your blood. But without all the platelets, all the blood, it's just the fluid part. And if you got too much of that, then you feel puffy. It's like women's time of the month. They blame sometimes that they feel like they're bloated and puffy. That's what it is. It's a water imbalance. So, It's part and parcel of what they're going through because they've got to talk out this on behalf of the collective. Some things that are being played out karmically are not, they involve you, but it's you watching it being played out, so you get to see how the cards play. We call these cutscenes, and it's like, celebrities on TV. Could be The Simpsons, episodes of The Simpsons or Family Guy. Could be a commercial. Could be a radio clip. It could be you in an elevator with a stranger and the stranger talking on the phone and mentioning some words, some verbiage that you overhear, and you can't not overhear, and then it becomes part of your reality afterwards. So it's the universe making a telephone call to you from, I don't know, whatever, wrong number, but with the wrong number, gives you look at the phone number, and the number is, give me an area code, I don't know, 403 is Alberta, 403 333 3333. The universe gives you a whole shitload of threes. Well, that's a sign from the universe is that, in the olden days you would look up what the threes meaning, but nowadays everything has got you can't look it up on the internet. So you just say, well, I don't know, but the universe is, I don't know. Just somebody, I don't know. Maybe it's a gang stalker is sending a bunch of threes. Or maybe, I don't know, it was just, there is a transcendent God that's, non physical and, sometimes gives us physical nudges and things and pushes. Anyways, I'm under horrible demonic attack because I'm grabbing my bag because the DEW, directed energy weapons that are being used against me, are real, and this has gone on for 6 fucking years. Anyways, unbelievably, horribly tortured, and I just wanted to give you the update because all of this shit is going on, and it's not going away. And if you're not being attacked by this, and you're not getting earbuds where there's music playing in your head, and there's no radio around or something, I can't help you out. I mean, there's all kinds of horrible, horrible things that are designed to entrap you. Sure, they'll legalize cannabis, but then they're going to tell you, in addition to checking for booze, which is legal, they're going to check for cannabis too. So if you use any of the legalized soma, S-O-M-A, which came from Brave New World, which came from ancient India, which was a substance you could take when you just said, Calgon, I can't take it anymore. I need to have a nice bath with Calgon bath balls or something. What we all need is, I don't know. We need a break from this technological nightmare. This capitalist nightmare, this tyranny, this prison planet of torture. Anyways, as far as Amber Heard goes and Johnny Depp, what else can we tell you? People who are carrying a lot of excess weight, well, back in the previous generations of bullshit, Louise Hay, she said it would be emotional, toxic residue from you spending too much time with toxic people and then taking on their toxic nature as passive aggressiveness as a form of defense mechanism. And then you not realizing that not everybody is as highly toxic as your generationally cursed family of mean girls. And the head mean girl in your family is the man, a male father figure. In my household, Beelzebub Dave Burrows is the head mean girl. The movie Mean Girls. Heathers, I think, is another one of those kind of movies. Exceptionally cruel. Cruella. Jimmy Steel, we call him, because he's a heartless thing, and he's all steel. And Jimmy's also known as Mac the Knife. Mac the Knife, a famous song. I don't know, in the olden days I used to sing Mac the Knife at karaoke. Oh, the shock, dear, in the night, babe, comes on you, so pearly white. Oh, when the shock, dear, comes for your money, you better not get in the way of Mac the Knife. Because he's going to stick you with his blade, Jimmy Steel. And he's going to leave you bleeding out or, with punctured intestines. I don't know. How long does it take for you to die of punctured intestines? You are going to die unless you get serious surgery done very quickly. Horrible gas gangrene, perhaps. How long before you rot out? How long can you live with your stomach cut open, but, the rest of you is still running? Because it's a long torture to die after you've been cut by Mac the Knife. Oh, the shot, dear.